And later on, we'll be showing a new episode of Kent Film Club. But before that, I'm joined by the presenter of the show, Chris Deasy, to talk about all the big stories in cinema this week. Obviously, incredibly tragic news in the last week about Rob Reiner, but a chance now to celebrate some of the amazing films he's had an impact that have had an impact on cinema, and those links to Kent as well. A few of them there. Go through them with us.
Well,
Chris.
Princess Bride. I mean, it was Penshurst Hall, and it was the famous sword fight that you see in that film. Christopher Guest and Mandy Patinkin. That was filmed not far away from here in Kent, so a local connection. But I was just thinking as well. I mean, he had about a run of 6 films, all of which are deemed classic. Think of Spinal Tap, because we had a sequel to that this year. Stand By Me, the adaptation of the Stephen King novel. And then, of course, The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, which won an Oscar for Kathy Bates, and A Few Good Men. As well as that, The American President. In later years, he did The Bucket List. So this is a filmmaker who was really at the top of his game in the 80s, 90s, and still going strong into his late 70s.
And an actor as well. Making that transition is very difficult to do. I mean, to do any of those areas in the industry is incredibly difficult. But tell us a little bit about his acting profile as well.
Well, he was in Bullets Over Broadway, for example, but also it's a family connection, because his father was Carl Reiner, who was 98 when he died back in 2020. And later years, he directed some of the Steve Martin films like The Jerk and Fatal Instinct. And he was also in the Oceans films. So he was an actor as well as a director. And his mother, well, you know, the famous scene in When Harry Met Sally, the I'll Have What She's Having, that was Rob Reiner's mother, Estelle.
And it's so really through the cinema culture, and you went through those films and that amazing run that he had in the 80s, 90s, all the way to the present day. What does that speak to his versatility as well? Like different genres, different casts. Tell us a little bit about that.
Each one of those films, totally different genre. So you've got the romantic comedy, When Harry Met Sally, but you've got the fantasy, you've got the courtroom legal thriller, you've got a straight-out horror in the form of Misery. He also did Ghosts of Mississippi, which was about the civil rights movement in the 1960s. So all of these films here were totally different genres, but it showed his versatility and also very different actors in the films. I mean, he was very popular. I mean, you just look at the wealth of Hollywood, you know, A talent, who, whether they'd worked with Rob Reiner or not, would speak so effusively about him and the work that he did over the years.
And those films as well, they a lot of them getting awards recognition as well in the Oscars. So talking a bit about that, some big news in the last week. Give us an update about the Oscars.
Well, so incredible news that from 2029, it'll be streamed on YouTube, so you won't have to go to. I mean, in America, it's always been, you know, ABC. In Britain, Sky. Sometimes it's been on BBC. Sometimes it's been on ITV. So you'll be able to watch the Oscars free at 2 in the morning when it's released, when we have the ceremony in March. But for the next 3 years, it'll still be on pay-per-view.
Chris, I'm going to interrupt you there. I'm coming in to sit down. We've not done this on KMTV before. If you could just shovel up a bit. So it's actually Cameron's last day today at KMTV. Loyal viewers of KMTV. So we've never done this before, Cam.
Yeah,
for anyone who's ever left KMTV, we thought we'd come in and have a chat. You're still doing all the timing.
Yeah, I will time down. I'll chuck the script away as well.
That's gone to pot. What's going on? Hopefully there'll be a still of you in a minute. But Cameron has been working at KMTV for 8.5 years. He's done everything from reporting on the news to presenting to doing all of our commercial work, and he's been an absolute joy to work with. He likes a joke. We're not going to say too many right now, but also what we're going to talk about, and we could not leave. You could not leave KMTV without us talking about your big moment.
It's back.
So this happened about 7 years ago, where Cameron was out on a shoot. It was about a drugs raid. In fact, it would make a good Rob Reiner film, frankly. And this is what happened, everyone. So, and let's play it now.
enough times over the years.
Relive the trauma.
Right, so
Relive
what's
the
about
trauma.
to happen, Cam?
So about to happen. So I've set up very professional scene about drugs raid, and lo and behold, a very suspicious-looking pot plant runner behind. And my journalism career peaked back then, I think.
Oh, it didn't peak. It didn't peak. So what happened? Tell us what happened afterwards.
So afterwards, it just kind of went gangbusters, didn't it? When all around the world.
Tiny tracks.
I've got tiny tracks on here as well. Went on Newsnight, went over into America as well. And
you didn't talk to us about it much in the newsroom.
No, I was very, very.
Coy.
Yeah, very coy about it.
Yeah. But Chris, we can even do a film clip. It's not a film, but TV. Can you name another Cameron Tucker?
There is another Cameron Tucker in America. So but of course, I think there was a point when you had more likes on social media than the other Cameron Tucker.
So when it all went viral, all the American viewers found it hilarious because this character in Modern Family is called Cameron Tucker. So like Cameron Tucker's making moves, which was very, very, very funny. What have some of your highlights been, Cam?
Oh, it's so you've really caught me off guard because it's so hard. It's so hard I think just starting off and being part of that team to start the organisation and part of that launch, and it's so exciting, and that's really gone through the whole way. It's become that platform for so many journalists to go on to amazing things around the world, and to have helped be part of that team is amazing, and work being able to go abroad, working with Chris on the Generation series and the BFI, and working with amazing partners.
You even said Generation Y.
I know, I've been practicing.
It was very good.
And then finishing off with trying to train talking about the next generation, and getting my son in front of the camera as well with Tiny Treks.
So what's next, Cam?
What's next? So I'm going to be off to the video production manager at the Tank Museum in Dorset, with the biggest YouTube channel for a museum in the world, doing documentaries and history, all areas that I love, and working with an amazing team there, and going with very fond memories of my time here.
Very good, Cam. Well, last of all, before we let you do your good night, I just want to say thank you very much for all your hard work over the years. You're a proper KMTV OG, and we hope you have a fantastic career once you've left here.
Yeah, and really got me at the end there. Thank you, Andy, and thank you, Chris, and to everyone indeed here at KMTV. I'm going to keep it together for the next 20 seconds. You've been watching Kent Tonight live on KMTV. There's more news made just for Kent across the county, not from me, but from the rest of the team after today. Join us tomorrow on KMTV. Good night.